3 back chariot king chubi take el jump she jump Karo, take you 2, she jump. Karo, take you 1, ile ilishindwa na wale walianza. She jack yellow belt. Pero Chang, 3 points. 3 points. Last round, start. Last round, start kicking. 1 point. Shake hands. Start kicking. Cheza kutoka. Stop. Time out.
Reiterate my gratitude to all of you for having come and made time out of your busy schedules to be here with us today. We do not take it for granted, and we thank you for entrusting us with your children and helping in molding them into the kind of future leaders that they're supposed to be. For those who have been to our school for the first time, Little Innovators School is based on the foundation of nurturing innovators and entrepreneurs in the future of work through STEM, that is science, technology, engineering and mathematics, and technology. So for this reason, we go out of our way as a school in ensuring that over and above the CPC curriculum, which we always ensure is covered before the end of the term, we go ahead and instill values into the learners. Those who are here in the last graduation, remember that we said we are partners with Paupa Stories. Paupa Stories is an organization that nurtures value-based education. They work hard to instill authenticity in our learners in terms of them being able to appreciate their roots, to appreciate local heroes, to appreciate African heroes. Over and above value-based education, where we teach them all the values you know, be it honesty, love, kindness, etc. We also take them through STEM training. Every single week, the children in each class, from playgroup up to currently we're up to grade 5, and now we're going to go to grade 6, inshallah, God willing. They do one lesson every week on STEM. STEM here, they either do a science experiment or a technology in innovation, engineering innovations, or mathematics innovation. And those innovations are based on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Tuliwasikia wakiimba malengo 17 ya Umoja wa Mataifa, si ndio? Kwa nini tulitunga wimbo? Tulitunga wimbo ili waweze kuziweka akilini. Watoto wanakumbuka zaidi kwa kuimba. So we always want our children to relate those problems they see in their community to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, number 1. Number 2, After they have identified that problem they are solving, like the soil moisture experiment you are seeing them demonstrating to you on robotics, it is addressing issues of life on land, issues of climate action and so on, and issues of no hunger. Because if you're able to have good productivity on your farms, then you're reducing hunger. We now tell them, once you have identified the problem and you have seen the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal it is addressing, what method will you use to solve that problem? So the vision of our school and what we are actually implementing is solution of societal problems using STEM and emerging technologies. And that is why our learners, all from grade 1 upwards, do robotics lesson. So on one day of the week, it is STEM. On the other day of the week, it is robotics. Why do they learn robotics? They will learn mobile application development so that they know how to solve the problems in their community by designing mobile apps. They will do like what they did today, that electronics project, and which has the sensors and so on, so that they know how to help that farmer in up country to be able to monitor their farm even remotely. That is the kind of child we want to nurture. A child who can apply knowledge learned in class into daily life, and not only apply, but be able to uplift the standards of their community. We believe that Africa can be a tech hub by 2030. And we cannot do that by just saying it verbally. We have to do it practically, and we have to instill those skills in our learners.
So this is a paper that I was, somewhere I was, and it was saying about in 10 years time, maybe ask yourself, in any area of your labor work you are in, will this affect you? Okay? Then it is asking you, are you ready for the coming?
Sorry.
It's okay, that's a good one. Is it that, are you ready for the coming digital waves? Just to mention a few, the times the computer were coming, everybody was to it, is it? Right now, technology, doesn't matter the field your child wants to be, he must be in technology to be able to cope with the situation that is we are having around. So these are some of the things that I've done, because after doing all that, I do commercial products that I sell, and I make from them from scratch to the marketplace and give me money. So I don't entertain for technology, but I live for technology. And that is where I want our children, at least if I'm given a platform and have to narrow down to my shoes to this school, I'll pray God that these children will ever be more than I am today. So this is a 3D printer. I bought it the way it is from China. And what it is able to do, it's able to print anything you can draw from your computer and ever imagine. These are some of the things that I always do to my kids, so you can see they can do their pens there, their clay work, their works there, and already stamp their names. Then I can print it just next to my door, and it's doing that. These are some of the design that I was trying to make today. I was trying now to make this model for them. Sijamaliza na watengenezea kwa nyumba tu.
Imetoka kwa printer.
It is made from this.
Yes.
I've drawn it from the computer, naichora, naiprint. Inatoka hapa. These are some of the gears. There are some of the models that I was doing for a certain experiment. So hii pia nimechora, I'm printing it from here. So just to simplify, this machine, you can be able to critically think of anything and design of anything. But if our children become more than, they can be more creative. Again, I have another machine. This house model, I have drawn it from the computer. And I have another machine in the house. It's too big, I can't carry it. It's called CNC. It is Computer Numeric Control Machine. What you do, any woodwork that you can think of, whatever the carpenter does for over the years, that machine can do that professional job more than he ever been in that career for the 30 years. I can do better with the machine. So this woodwork that you have seen, these are plywood. I have designed all that, and the machine is able to cut those pieces of wood. Once it's given the board, it's able to extract from the drawing and able now to cut it. And now, once I assemble, I have a similar replicant software image to the image to be a real thing. The dirishas, the mirangos, I have already printed here to look like it is a real house. Is it? Why am I designing this? I have a product that I'm selling for security in the house. And what I did, I made this model so that I can go with it to my client as a demonstration to their house and be able to demonstrate my automation system from their phone. And they can control this lighting. This kind of lighting, you can control it wherever you are. So if you are late in the house, you don't have to worry with the darkness. You can switch on your lightings where you are. You're at Mombasa, you're at whatever the country you are. Just clicking on your phone, your house goes light. Any intrusion happening in your house when you're away, those information can relate to your phone wherever you are. And that is the beauty part of the product. I am now deploying cut-off security using your fingerprint, and I have made it from scratch, and now you can be able now to authenticate who is driving your car using your fingerprint. It's just a matter of a phone, using your app, and assigning a driver to drive your car. If the driver is not assigning your car, they can never drive. If tomorrow you don't want to drive, you just need to check off their fingerprint from your system and they cannot drive. When you lock the key inside your car, you don't have to kuvuja gari. Unafungua milango na simu yako na unafunga. And those are basic technologies that I have done from scratch. And all the things that I'm showing you are shocking thing that most people normally don't understand. This is a self-taught technologies. I have never been in a university.
Yes.
That's a beauty. I have never. It's a self-taught. So I have talked to professors, people with PhD. I have done projects for people who are doing masters, and I have gotten those class honors through my projects, many of them. And sijaingia university. But this is just a gift from God. That's always I'm humbled so that God may lift me up. Siwezi ringa nayo.
Akili and Me targets kids from, let's say, 0 or 1, 2, 3 months all the way up to 6 years. So basically what they do is sing, learn sounds, bukudu, yeah? So those sounds, so we are teaching them those sounds. So we do that through songs, through fun, through cartoons, basically, yeah? And then we have Ubongo Kids. Ubongo Kids now targets kids from 7 years all the way to 14 years. But we're not creating another show that will target kids between 9 to 12, that age between 9 to 12. There's a huge difference in them. If you start studying how kids behave, the young ones will watch even one type of Akili and Me 50 times. Lakini ule wa miaka 7 mpaka 14 ataiona mara moja na amemaliza hataki tena. I did computer electronics engineering in university. It was the first time nimeingia shule niliona hii. Yeah, nilijua kuna radio, nilijua kuna motherboard kwa radio, kuna board, PCB boards, but sikuwahi kuzigusa. Nilizigusa nikiwa we are giving Madam and Kimani, they're giving our children to touch them at what age? This is what scientists say. When a child is born, it's like a white paper. Empty. Haina kitu. So everything anasikia, actually anasema toka akiwa kwa tumbo. 2-3 months after being conceived, anaanza kusikia. And everything that child hears, inajiandika kwa ile karatasi nyeupe. Si ndio? Anapozaliwa anaanza kuona, si ndio? Inajiandika kwa ile karatasi nyeupe. They did a research. Kuna mzazi alikuwa anacheza piano kwa mke wake akiwa na mimba. Yeah? Nyimbo moja tu. It's same song. When the child was born, when the parent will come and play, that kid will start smiling. And kadogo ka miezi kadhaa. So they learned, this child has been listening to this song ever akiwa kwa tumbo, akazaliwa. So you see, that tells you, even the things that we watch while our mothers are pregnant, the things we play for kids, the things we sing to kids, the music they listen, it does what? So that tells you what you're supposed to do for the children. Question is, do you use the same technology to help our children? We've been trying to tell people this and try to preach this. Your TV is a smart TV. Your laptop you can access the internet. You give it to the child, your phone, and the child goes to YouTube. Do you know what the child watches on YouTube? Do you know what effects it has to the child? So what these people do, they came up with YouTube for kids. Can you train your child to use YouTube for kids? Why do you think that is important? Because it will filter what your child watches. It will filter what your child listens, because that's very important. Karatasi inafanya nini? Inajiandika. we got some government inaitwa Uwezo walifanya study, and they saw that using the content that Akili and Ubongo Kids teaches, walichukua watoto wakapatia mtihani, and then wakaendelea tu kwenda shuleni kama kawaida, but with the addition of content yetu for 3 months. Then they brought again an exam, and for instance in literacy there was an increase from 32% to 78%. In mathematics there was an increase from 42% to 82%. So you see, we are not changing them, we are not replacing the teachers, we're just supplementing what they're having. So instead of a child to watch bad programs on TV, why will they at 3 to 4, why don't they watch something constructive, something that will help them grow? Yeah, and that's our motion. We build brains using edutainment, education and entertainment.